Hello, it's mostly harmless entertainment, and today I am about to do harm. So today the channel is definitely not happy. Let me tell you what happened yesterday. Yesterday, patch 739.2.5 of the new Naval Action beta test dropped. And we who bought the game years ago are really kind of fed up. So it's a huge patch, changes the game yet again, everything turned on its head yet again, and in some cases, to the credit of Game Labs, in some cases, we're okay with the changes. So, very good, Game Labs. You have tepid approval. But, and I'm talking what naval action used to do well. The shooting, the killing of ships, the action part. That's actually an improvement over what it's been for the last year. What it is now is better than it has been for the last year. In general, the combat is better. It's where we were in 2022, what we called the paper ships doctrine. Ships sinking fast. That's pretty much where we are. They reduced cannon accuracy. Not really a big deal. Cannons were super accurate. One thing I really am disgusted by is they reduced what is called single shot mass sniping, and that's where you aimed. You literally aimed. It wasn't put your cursor on the mast and your chain will hit it. You had to calculate the speed of the ship, your speed of your ship, lead the mast, and aim with that chain. It's actually harder to hit the mast with chain than it was with ball. And I know because I've done both. But apparently, skill is bad for a computer game, and it's really unfair that some people have skills. So we had to remove that. But, it's those kind of skills are what good players did when they were fighting outnumbered, and they had to even the score and get a ship to turn away so that they could have a 1v1 with the other guy. And the reason players do that is because they're getting ganked, and everything that this game developer has done since 2020, late 2021, has been to empower gankers. They have a real problem, but they don't even know that because they don't even play their game, which brings us right into the sweet little crafting changes. So I'm going to read it to you guys right here. Crafting changes. Special resources for line ships. Ships of the line and heavy guns will now require up to 5 special resources for crafting, requiring logistics planning and, get this, quote, some minimal amount hauling. Resource locations, Cartagena de Indias. Alrighty. Now it's time to get technical. Cartagena de Indias, down here. Okay, guys. If you craft anywhere else on the map than right here. No. Tell you what. We'll make this simple. If you craft anywhere on the map but Willemstad, most of these special resources are going to be quite a haul. I mean, here to here, that's an hour sail. Here to Nuevitas, where one of the resources is, you're talking hour and a half one way. Okay, because I'll get to why. But okay, let's start with this. Cartagena de Indias here, that has frame timber. Alright, keep that in mind. There's 5 resources to craft your line ship. And first rates in particular are the one I'm harping on. Because Game Labs has decided that the first rate is the most powerful, important ship in the game. And it ought to be able to kill everything out there. And they have screwed third rates this patch. We're kind of disgusted. Anyway, Cartagena de Indias for 1. Nuevitas for cast iron. Okay, so you go from here to here. Santo Domingo for heavy rope. To here. To San Juan for compass wood. To here, right? Okay, and then Cumana for mast timbers. And so let's say you craft in Cartagena de Indias. You can just do one big circle, right? One big circle. You can get that in a day, right? Sounds good, right? Wrong. No, 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 my friend. Let us hark back to what was written. Will require some minimal amount hauling. They can't even write good English, but come on. They're not natural English speakers, and they're certainly not going to hire someone who can actually communicate professionally. Let me explain why that doesn't work. You craft in Cartagena de Indias, so your home port drops 1 of these items, but you still need 4 more for your first rate. Alright, so this is how it works. Not only are the quantities different, but their weights are different. So Cartagena de Indias drops, what did it say? Frame timber. I haven't been there. I don't know how much it costs. Frame timber, you only need 88. Now, I've picked up compass wood. And I have procured heavy rope. It's still sitting in the darn port because, heavy rope. And I craft in Nuevitas, so I get the cast iron ingots naturally. So, alright. Here we go. Look at this. 90 weight. Now you only need 66 of them, right? So that sounds okay. You only need 66 for a first rate. But it's 90. 66 times 90 equals 5,940 total weight. You are running around with an Indiaman and an LGV, or 2 Indiamans, or 1 Rotterdam. Woohoo! Yeah, we'll keep that in mind. All you need is the Rotterdam. It's a tailor-made mechanic to encourage people to buy a DLC. Alright, so that is 1 item in Nuevitas. Bear in mind, you craft in Cartagena de Indias, so 2 ships going up every time you... Alright, it's going up and come back with 2 ships, okay? You gotta do that. You gotta go here, Nuevitas, and come back. By the way, no safe zones here, so pretty much your entire trip, you're at risk, okay? Now, I'm on the war server, which is why you're seeing flags that aren't on the free-to-play Freeper server. But get over it. The safe zones are the same. And as far as I know, every mechanic I'm discussing applies absolutely the same. And I know this because there's no safe zone around Charleston. There's no safe zone around this capital, Christiansted. There's no safe zone around the Dutch capital. There's no safe zone around the Swedish capital. The only capitals that have safe zones, you know, the starter areas for new players, Britain, Spain, Pirates, and France. the 4 nations that are on the free-to-play server, they have safe zones. So basically, we get whatever garbage they make for the safe zone. And boy, let me tell you, some minimal some minimal amount hauling. It ain't minimal. You're gonna run from Cartagena de Indias to Nuevitas with 2 Indiamen or 1 Rotterdam, and come back. And hopefully you get past the 15 pirates that aren't too happy with this update and are going to be either waiting for you right outside Nuevitas or right outside Cartagena de Indias. Hopefully you do that, but my gosh, I'm so mad. I'm considering blockading the ports just to start with so that I can get your stuff, because getting this stuff has a drawback because these developers don't know how their game works. Okay, so 1 trip up and back, 3 hours. All right, now you have to go to Santo Domingo for heavy rope, up and back. All right, heavy rope is 80. You need 22 of them. Okay. Maybe you can do that with 1 Indiaman. But I will tell you, 1 Indiaman is not... an Indiaman is not a very well-armed ship at all. It's not fast. And the reason I'm saying Indiaman is because there's many players in this game that are not going to buy the Rotterdam. Alright. You could do that heavy rope with an LGV, which is a good idea if you're going to do this. The LGV is the fastest cargo ship there, and it's actually, you know, its little twiggy masts don't just fall down on first contact with a chain like a trade brig. So, my recommendation is a very fast LGV anytime you can. Anytime you can do the job in an LGV of hauling, whether it's trade goods or stuff, and you're facing danger, the LGV Le Gros Vent, by the way, if you're not sorry, I apologize. I've been playing this game so long, it's just LGV to me, but Le Gros Vent, the French. All right, let's move on. So, you're in Cartagena de Indias. You've spent 3 hours getting there, right? And you got back safely. Good job. You got to San Domingo, you got back. Now you gotta go to San Juan. Yeah. And guess what? That's compass wood. So 3-hour trip to San Juan. And by the way, I'm just talking sailing. Yeah, this gets better. Compass wood. 85 weight. And you need 110 of those puppies. 110 times 85 is 9,350. Alright, this is how it works. I believe 4,400 is the most we get out of our hold. Let me activate it so my perk makes the hold bigger. Yep. 4,400, so 9,350 minus 4,400 minus 4,000 for the next Indiaman gives you 950. So you're taking 3 ships in your fleet. Now, reason I want to point out the fleet issue is 3 ships is a bigger risk. Losing 3 ships in this current environment is a really big deal because permits. We have to source all of our permits. I don't have 3 Indiaman permits. I might have 1. I don't have 3. And as far as I know, it's not like I can just readily go to this shop here like I used to be able to do and buy permits. We used to be able to do that. But no, now you lose 3 Indiamen, you might just have to go out grinding more AI until you come up with an Indiaman permit. It's not really funny what they've done to the trade and the crafting in this game at all. But, okay, let's get back to this. So you've done that. Alright, Compass Wood is back safely. Now you go to Kumana. Okay? And that's going to be another 3 hours. And by it's, no safe zones anymore. Which I'm happy with. I didn't like the safe zones. But I also don't like you telling me where I have to go to get ganked. Okay? You making 5 ports in this game that everybody has to go to build line ships. Third rates, second rates, first rates. Ha! You got any kind of player base in this game, 2 things are going to happen. Number 1, you're going to get ganked because, and I guarantee you're going to get ganked. In fact, I'm telling the 15 to 20 pirates around me, we are going to be ganking outside these ports really, really hard. And here's why. You see this market order on screen? This is a market order for 2,000 items. I got into port with my trade ships at Kumana for the mast timbers and saw this guy spent 2 hours watching his last 20 of his market order get filled. And then I'm checking in the port to see if he'll just, get his goods and go away. No. He sets up another market order for 2,000 more mast timbers. Because it's cheap. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you just dominate the entire market? So if you're an out-of-nation character and the port is flagged, okay? Now, Santo Domingo is closed. Okay, the Prussians have closed Santo Domingo. Now only Prussians can place buy orders in Santo Domingo. You have to have an outpost to place a buy order, is my understanding. Because I went to Kumana, I tried to place a buy order to compete with this guy so that I could get mast timbers. Wouldn't even let me place the contract. So, only the Dutch. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but how this is working, only the Dutch are getting mast timbers. Only the Prussians are getting frame timbers and heavy rope. Only the pirates are getting cast iron, and only the Danes are getting compass wood. But you need all 5 to build your little shippy. Exactly how does Game Labs think this is gonna work? Huh? Well, see, the way Game Labs thinks this is gonna work is it's going to inspire conflict. You're darn tootin' right it's going to inspire conflict. On that free-to-play server, pirates are going to take 2 or 3. French are going to take the other 2 or 3. And the other 2 nations are just going to be screwed, running around in DLCs. We don't play this game to run around in the crappy DLCs. We run around in your crappy DLCs because we have to. But when we get to a certain level, we want to sell the best stuff, the crafted stuff, the good stuff, the stuff we spent hundreds of frickin' hours getting good in and opening up the knowledge slots and building ships in. I know you want to make money, but tell me you don't want to have a successful game without telling me you don't have a successful game, and it would look like this. So, my Game Labs is cordially invited to take this idea of crafting changes, roll it up, and they can do a couple things. One, they can smoke it and see how good it tastes. They can eat it, or they can just throw it in the waste paper basket because this idea is stupid. Now, yeah, there's a few ways you can fix this other than that. Number one, every nation has all these items. They have 5 locations in every nation. It's still going to inspire conflict. So you multiply these resources, and I see no reason why not to, because my goodness, heavy rope, really? The Spanish can't make heavy rope? Rope making is something that only one port has? Huh? Yeah, no. This is stupid. Absolutely imbecilic stupid. They don't understand. Oh yes, and by the way, you see how it says Navy guns here? There are now clan resource missions. You have to have an active diplomat or clan creator going and paying for that. It's only by clan. Clan officers cannot do this. So the rare stuff that we don't want to make a monopoly for, the permits, the rare woods, and the rare guns, it's going to be monopolized. That's just how this game is. Okay. And yeah, great. So you put them in multiple places. Good job. That was the bare minimum thinking you could have done. But then you'd go and you take 5 crucial crafting ingredients, you invent that, and you put them in 5 ports in the entire game. Heh! And then you make it so that those ports aren't free towns. So you're talking monopolies. Let me tell you how this works. Back in 2020, 2021, when rare woods only dropped in certain ports, there were alts there in that nation specifically created to sit in that port and funded to outbid people and drive the price up so that they could get the rare woods and then shuttle it over and get across. It was 30, 40, 50,000 a log. And I knew people who fought tooth and nail in that market warfare PvP meta to get their rare woods for their next PvP ship. And they were running dozens of trade accounts to afford that. Terrible idea. Bad. Now you've done it again, and already last night, before Santo Domingo was closed, the Prussians were running up the bidding price. So it's too heavy. The limited locations is stupid, and having it in nationally flagged ports is stupid. So either put it available in every free town, and then they can become gank centrals. Put it in every nation, so every nation has all 5 resources. Or, what I'd like to see is, just roll this up and throw it away. It's not necessary. We don't need the extra complication. You've already spread rare guns, rare woods, and permits out all over the world, so that's going to spark conflict. Doing this is an unnecessary aggravation, and quite frankly, my goodness, somebody needs to be kicked in the nuts for this. This is a bad idea. And I'd love to end on a cheery note and say that this has been mostly harmless entertainment. I'm sorry. This update was very harmful and malicious and needs to be reverted fast. Because I'm on the war server, and as far as I know, I have the largest group of players in the game. And I am about to do something really drastic to my server to make a point. I think what Admiralty Speaker would call it is, I'm about to ruin the server. Why am I about to do that? To make a point to the devs. Because they apparently don't know how their game works, and they don't know what can be done. I don't want to ruin the server because taking control of each of these ports either directly or indirectly through blockades, which is my easiest solution and the fastest way I can see to actually procure these things. Or I can go the hard route and just flag it and march up to every port from every free town, which they're all located close to. I mean, except Nuevitas. Good luck. Nuevitas is one hell of a port battle, guys. And it's now in a safe zone, so yeah, good luck getting a flag there. It's not in a safe zone. I can tag you. Good luck. Game Labs, you don't want to go here. You want to get rid of this idea. And you want to get it done fast. Alright. Guys, if you disagree with me, comments. I will engage with you. I am steamed at the developers. This idea was yet another one of their genius ideas. Oh, hey. I better do this or I'll get reamed out. Oh, guys, we haven't even talked about the tobacco changes. Tobacco changes. Tobacco, one of the mainstays of making money. Tobacco is now 4 times heavier. Tobacco can only be sold in 3 locations: Veracruz, Gibraltar, Kids Harbor. I'm going to sum this change up by sharing how somebody addressed this. He said, yes, a leaf of tobacco now is as heavy as a brick, and it's only smoked in 3 ports in the entire Caribbean. Yeah, that sounds right. Good thinking, Game Labs. There's only 3 ports in the entire Caribbean that smoke. Back during the age of sail. Yep. And by the way, don't forget tobacco. You made shoes out of tobacco too. So yeah, Game Labs. Good thinking there. Oh, I know. You just wanted to unnecessarily anger your player base, along with removing first rate capturability and selling to the port. So you made all these things we have to pay for, like port timers. Now have to pay for port timers. But then just removed the ability to pay for stuff. Oh. Wow, there's high quality thinking going on there, Inc. Admiralty Speaker. High quality thinking. I'm beginning to think you don't know what you're doing. I'm not sure what would give me that idea other than the fact that whenever someone actually challenges you to do some thinking, your first response is to ban them from your forums, your Discord server, and Steam. Anytime someone actually challenges you to produce logic or reason, you ban them rather than actually demonstrating your competence. And then you go and release such beautifully incompetent changes like this. A lot of success is just showing up and doing the job. You guys are showing up in the most disgraceful manner, and you're failing to do the basics of getting the job done. You are getting in your own way. And we as the player base are really, really tired of it. Alright, that's the Irate Pirate Rant for January 2024. Again, guys, it's not fun, it's not lighthearted, and I wish it could be, but this is such a mess. People don't even realize it yet. But I do, and I'm bringing it to you because then you can go and club Admiralty Speaker and Ink over the head because they haven't banned you yet from the Discord or the Steam. So good luck. Hope you're successful because these changes need to be gone. Just deleted. Mostly harmless entertainment out.